As you can see, we're not the biggest team by any means, but we have the heart.
The goal? Be the show that has everything.
I was like, do you have a PlayStation?
Okay, we don't have that. But the High School Sports Insider does deliver a half hour of just about everything else.
You've been waiting for this moment. Can you believe it's here?
I can't.
Now,
I haven't been able to comprehend what just happened, but it's great.
The High School Sports Insider is brought to you by Cuyahoga Community College, where futures begin. By the Ohio Lottery Partners in Education, where stars shine. By Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. And by Youngstown State, reach for a great university. By Dominion East Ohio, Dominion, it all starts here. And by Classic Teleproductions.
The calendar says it's the middle of April. Maybe the weather will finally take notice and let the spring games begin. Thanks for joining us on the High School Sports Insider. Along with Bill Castrovinci, I'm Dave Bacon, filling in for Bill Baranke.
On today's show, we'll brave the elements for some highlights. We'll hit the road with some truckers who are towing a state trophy, and we'll have a special story about two best friends.
We start on the diamond. With the Indians out of town, Progressive Field hosted some major league dreams by hosting high school baseball. St. Ignatius expected to be one of the top teams in Ohio again this year. The Wildcats return a number of starters from last year's state runners-up. They were taking on Avon Lake, another team with plenty back from a year ago. These two teams met in a regional final last year, and the rematch was at the home of the tribe. We start it all with St. Ignatius and Avon Lake, our big game.
A beautiful day at Progressive Field for the 11th annual Cleveland Indians Charities Hardball Classic. Avon Lake looking for revenge against St. Ignatius, and they had the bases loaded in the bottom of the first. Brad Hamilton is up, and he rips a single through the hole. Jace Russell and Jeremiah Campo come around to score to make it 2-0 Shoreman. Brad Hamilton, the son of the Indians play-by-play man, Tom Hamilton. Bottom of two, bases loaded again, and Hamilton comes through again. This time it's an RBI double. Nick Sacco and Russell score 7-0 Avon Lake. Bottom of the sixth, Ignatius rallies. Jake Cusha with a base hit to the corner and left. Alex Pansteers motors around and scores. Wildcats trailing 7-3. Two batters later, Sam Fuller steps to the dish, and he drops an RBI single to right. Two more runners score, and all of a sudden, we got a ball game, 7-5. To the seventh, sophomore James O'Connor brought in to close it out, and that's what he does. The backwards K ends it, and Avon Lake gives St. Ignatius their first loss of the season, 7-5.
It was really cool to get to go where you watch so many games and just to get to be in the same batter's box as, you know, the big leaguers like Jason Kipnis. I mean, it was really cool. Definitely cool.
If you've ever had a best friend, this story is for you. Anthony Tutolo just wrapped up his high school wrestling career at the top. The Lake Catholic senior just made history this winter, a reason to celebrate. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the chance to celebrate with his best friend. His story makes Anthony Tutolo our Cuyahoga Community College student athlete with a future. Cuyahoga Community College, where futures begin. Anthony Tutolo vividly remembers the day he met Danny Parmator. It was the first day of preschool, and they were 4 years old.
Danny's mom said the same thing to him, because my parents knew each other from, I think our brothers played baseball together, I believe. So I was like, okay, and I just walked up to him like, hi, and he said hi back, and I was like, do you have a PlayStation?
The two little boys bonded over video games and became best friends. Anthony became a pretty good wrestler, and Danny became his biggest fan.
For me to be his brother and his best friend, I felt like I always protected him, because I mean, he was littler than me and stuff, so I always felt like I had to protect him and everything, because I don't think he was ever going to be able to defend himself or hurt anyone.
They went to different high schools freshman year, but their bond remained strong. When Tutolo fell short of a state title,
Parmator was the one who picked him up. The next year, just before the state tournament, Anthony made a pledge to his best friend.
The next year when I made it, I looked at him and I was like, promise you, we were talking about it from like the past year and everything, and I told him, I was like, I promise you that I'll be at least a 2-time state champ, if not more.
It was a bold prediction. Lake Catholic had never had a 2-time state champ in wrestling. Nobody from Lake County had ever done it. Sadly, it was their last conversation. On Monday morning, February 27th, 2012, Danny Parmator was killed in the shootings at Chardon High School.
I pulled out my phone for a second, and it was a long message from some random number, and it was just like, hey bud, you know, I love you. I hope you're all right. You know, Danny was the man. You know, go win that state title for him.
Wrestling was the last thing on his mind. His best friend was gone. But somehow, Anthony made his way to Columbus, made weight, and made it to the finals. Tutolo lost the match, but gained a sense of maturity.
The jump that he had to make and the responsibility I think that he took on of trying to really honor his friend was a lot to put on him. At that time, he was probably, 14, 15-year-old kid. But he's always been a responsible kid.
He's not going halfway. He's not there for part of the journey. He's not there to just do the minimum or do what's needed. He never aspires for the minimum. He is always the kid who's going to go way over and above, and that's just, I think it's hardwired to who he is, and it shows.
For his junior season, Anthony had special socks made with Danny's initials sewn in, and they worked. Tutolo captured his first state title, holding on for a 6-4 victory in the 126-pound finals. 1 year later, as a senior and with the same socks, Anthony defended his title, winning 6-2 in the championship match, making history and making good on his promise.
First thing I thought about though was I did it. Like I finally kept my promise, and getting that, like, it was just the last thing that we talked about, and to be able to do that for him was just amazing.
Tutolo will continue his wrestling career in the fall on scholarship at Kent State, one of the top programs in the country. And when he gets back into the circle, Anthony will always have an advantage.
Even when I wrestle now, like, I know when I get a feeling, and I just know he's watching over me like my guardian angel. So I feel like the roles of ours switched from me protecting him to he watches over me and protects me.
The Parmator family has established a scholarship in Danny's name. We encourage you to check it out online, the DannyParmatorMemorialFund.org. And we'll be sure to keep tabs on Anthony as he heads off to Kent State too.
Stay with us. We'll hit the field for some lacrosse highlights, plus a group of truckers who left the competition in the dust. The High School Sports Insider will be right back.
Tri-C's Alumni and Friends Association does more than bring back memories. Graduates come together to create new ones.
It's true to the logo when it says where futures begin.
Through alumni events, career services, and social media, the Alumni and Friends Association continues to impact lives beyond the diploma.
They always have that door open where you can call them and, they'll help you if you still need it.
Join the Tri-C Alumni and Friends Association with no membership dues, but countless membership benefits.
The Ohio Lottery's Partners in Education program has been recognizing students and teachers who shine both in and out of the classroom since 2007. To nominate a deserving teacher or student, go to OhioLottery.com and click on Supporting Education. Students in kindergarten through 12th grade are eligible to be academic all-stars. K through 12 teachers can be honored as the Teacher of the Month. Every school that participates is eligible to be honored as the School of the Year. The Ohio Lottery's Partners in Education, where stars shine.
The High School Sports Insider rolls along. Lacrosse is one of those spring sports that plays through most weather. Worthington Kilbourne is the top-ranked boys lacrosse team in Ohio. We had an early season battle of top 10 teams when Solon hosted Medina. The Comets head into the meeting a perfect 3-0, ranked 4th in the state. Medina 3-0, ranked 7th in the state. Medina and Solon is where we begin our highlights. In transition, Zach Mandry, a little underhand scoop shot, beats the keeper 1-0. Comets with the lead less than a minute later.
Mario Cato gets the pass out front. He unleashes a laser just inside the far post, 2-0. Medina got some offense going in the second quarter. Good passing as Tanner Cotting finds Nick Wilsey. He finds the back of the net. It was 8-3 Solon. Solon quickly rights the ship. Watch the passing in transition. Gil Barksdale to Steven Slagle to Mario Cato. A pretty play moves the lead to 10-3. Third quarter, Comets get Cato free in some space, and look out. He finds the back of the net with another BB. It was 12-3. Brian Karn was very good in the cage for Solon. He came up with several big saves. Solon beats Medina 16-9 the final. New Albany hosting Darby. Darby on the attack early first quarter. Mason Schelling gives the Panthers a lead before most of the fans can sit down. 1-0. Panthers a great start. Max Weiss, the pretty pass to Josh Gundiff. It was 3-0. Darby rolling in the first quarter. Eagles come back. Second quarter, Ryan Dunn in the corner, attacks, then from right on the doorstep goes down low, his second goal of the night. Garrett Greco, top shelf for the winner. Game was tied up at 4. Eagles on a roll. This time it's Cooper Hewitt. He gets past his man, no help as he approaches the cage. Hewitt far post with a beauty. It gives New Albany the lead. Third quarter, no let up from New Albany. Take a look at Ryan Dunn. An absolute BB finds the mark to make it 8-4. Dunn having a big game. Take a look at the effort. The pivot move then goes down low, his 5th goal of the night. New Albany improves to 4-1. They beat Darby 10-7. Panthers now 1-1 on the year.
There are a lot of unique nicknames in the state of Ohio. For instance, there are the Truckers. Norwalk, Ohio used to be the center of the trucking world, and the high school adopted the nickname in 1948. The Truckers won their only state title in 1974 in football. Now, 40 years later, the boys basketball team is on top, making the Norwalk Truckers our Time Warner Cable Sports Channel Team of the Week.
Norwalk basketball fans are used to winning. The Truckers had won 57 games in a row in the regular season until they lost to Ontario in late January.
I don't believe losses, you learn from losses, but that was a loss that maybe we needed. They kicked us in the mouth and said, you guys need to go back to working a little bit harder and pay attention to detail. And since that Ontario game, we've been pretty good.
The Truckers were in overdrive in the Division II championship game, sinking 8 of their first 11 shots in the first quarter, with Ben Haraway leading the way.
Last night, it really hit me that, wow, we're playing a state championship game. I got a little butterflies in my stomach, but once it was game time, I was ready. It's crazy. I've dreamed of this day for a long time, so I'm really glad I came to perform.
Haraway poured in a game-high 29 points and was named the most outstanding player for the tournament. Bishop Watterson, the defending state champs, kept chipping away at the lead in the fourth quarter. But Jeff Thomas was boss on the boards with a double-double, and the Truckers never let up on the gas pedal.
We just knew we had to rebound, and rebound was key. We gave a lot of offensive rebounds, and at the end we started rebounding.
We're not, as you can see, we're not the biggest team by any means, but we have the heart, and that's what we, go on is defense and rebounding, and we knew if we could do that today, we'd get the job done.
With virtually the entire city of Norwalk in attendance, Trucker Nation finally got the chance to celebrate a state title, a party 40 years in the making.
You've been waiting for this moment. Can you believe it's here?
I can't believe it. Honestly, I haven't been able to comprehend what just happened, but it's great.
We started out the season in Columbus, a scrimmage at Westerville and Olentangy, and we ended up in Columbus. That's sort of neat.
There are a couple of ways to get updates on what's going on with the show. Follow us on Twitter. We're at HS Sports Insider. We're also on Facebook. Like our page, High School Sports Insider.
Time for a quick break, but when we return, we'll meet a student who is a nurse in training. You're watching the High School Sports Insider.
The Ohio Lottery's Partners in Education program has been recognizing students and teachers who shine both in and out of the classroom since 2007. To nominate a deserving teacher or student, go to ohiolottery.com and click on Supporting Education. Students in kindergarten through 12th grade are eligible to be academic all-stars. K through 12 teachers can be honored as the Teacher of the Month. Every school that participates is eligible to be honored as the School of the Year. The Ohio Lottery's Partners in Education, where stars shine.
Before I decided to go back to Tri-C to become a nurse, I was a stay-at-home mom. Absolutely wanted to be a pediatric nurse. I love taking care of kids. If you're thinking about changing your career or changing your path, go to Cuyahoga Community College. I feel like I'm in a great place in my life. I have 3 great kids. I have a great job that I love. I could not have done it without Tri-C. My name is Diana Geary. I earned my nursing degree from Cuyahoga Community College.
Thanks for staying with the High School Sports Insider. Every week, we team up with the Ohio Lottery's Partners in Education to honor students who excel in the classroom. This time around, we're in the hospital room, too. Samantha Leskovitz is a nurse in training, and the Brecksville Broadview Heights senior is now our shining star, too.
Ask any high school kid about their future, and they'll always dream big. For Samantha Leskovitz, the future is now. She is already well on her way to becoming a nurse.
Ever since I was little, I always just loved helping people. My aunt was actually in the nursing home for the longest time, and I always went with my dad to help her and stuff, and it was always just my favorite thing, and I just realized that that's what I should be doing.
Leskovitz spends part of her week at Brecksville Broadview Heights High School. Then she takes nursing classes at the Cuyahoga Valley Career Center.
I've heard from our instructors over there that she's quite the studious one, and to be successful in that program you do have to study on a frequent basis. And she's able also to balance that with her classes here, which can be a difficulty for some students, but she's kind of mastered that.
So far, Samantha has aced all of her tests, including the state-tested nursing assistant exam. She is currently working with the elderly in assisted living, including residents with dementia and Alzheimer's. But her long-term goal is to work with kids who have cancer.
My cousin was diagnosed with leukemia, and I just know how much it affected our family and how hard it is for other kids' family to deal with that. And I just wanted to be a support system for them and care for them and be able to love them.
She hasn't picked out a college yet, but she has her eye on a master's degree. And maybe someday you'll hear Samantha Leskovitz paged in a hospital, and you'll know she is a shining star.
I've told her before, if I ever need a nurse, I want you to be my nurse, because I know I'll be in good hands, because she's a very sweet kid, very, very professional, very intelligent, and she's going to make a great addition to the nursing career.
If you know a student just like Sam, it's time to nominate them. Log on to ohiolottery.com and click on the Supporting Education tab. That's where you'll find all the info. You can even nominate someone as a Teacher of the Month. Send in the info and you might see them right here on this very show.
We enjoy following the athletes we profile on the show. Many continue to excel after high school. That's certainly been the case with Derek Dietrich from St. Ignatius. Dietrich's goal in high school was to be a major leaguer. He reached the bigs last season and is currently platooning at second base with the Miami Marlins. A high draft pick in the 2007 Major League Draft, Derek decided to attend Georgia Tech instead. In 2010, Dietrich was again drafted, and by last year, he earned a spot in the majors. He's now trying to become a big league regular. The road to the majors has taken many turns, but those who saw Derek at St. Ignatius believed he would reach his goal and become a big leaguer. Derek is also an Insider Classic.
Anyone who's picked up a bat and swung it at the high school level probably has the same dream as St. Ignatius's Derek Dietrich.
I want to play in the big leagues one day, and I'm going to do whatever I can that will get me there the quickest or the most effectively.
What makes Derek unique, he may actually possess the talent and drive to make his dreams become a reality.
He does everything well. He does all the little things. He runs the bases well. He hits the ball the other way very well. Better probably than anybody I've ever seen. he can drive it, he can pull the ball.
Baseball America tends to agree with the manager. They rank Dietrich among the top high school prospects in this June's amateur baseball draft. He's a strong-armed infielder with a nice, compact, left-handed stroke.
He's so strong, and he's that much stronger than everybody else out there. And when he hits the ball, his bat speed is that much quicker, and he's just got that extra pop on it that, the single that falls in front of the left fielder is a double over the left fielder's head, and that's where he separates himself.
Balance is always steady when they're hitting the ball. It's more like waiting back on the off speed and reacting to the fastball.
Baseball players get better in the winter, working on their craft when they can't play games. Dietrich improved his game this offseason by training with John McDonald, Brian Church, and Travis Hafner. It's the third year he's worked out with the big leaguers.
I work on something new every day and just keeping my head up and working hard. I want to come out every day saying I did my best today.
Dietrich's game seems to continue to go to higher levels, but his coaches really noticed that he's picked things up in the field.
We've always known he's had a great arm. He's really improved his footwork and his hand-eye coordination, and balls that he was having a hard time getting to last year, he's making the plays on and getting in position where it's not a stretch for him to get there. His footwork has gotten him into position to make the play, and he's beating the runners by 3 or 4 steps instead of 1 or 2 now.
They say they play at 80%, and I was thinking I'm playing at 110% almost every time. But if you play at 80% and you have quick feet and good hands, you can get any runner out, the fastest guy in the playing.
As far as his baseball future goes, Dietrich will have very nice options. He's already accepted a baseball scholarship to play at Georgia Tech.
I just felt like Georgia Tech was the right place for me when I got down there, the facilities and being in the weather in Atlanta, and I just felt like that's the place where I wanted to play baseball.
Of course, that could change if a major league team selects him high enough. Either way, Derek will likely have a chance of making his ultimate dream come true.
Always fun to keep tabs on the athletes we've met along the way. You can check out more from our past by visiting our archives. They're at citybeat-tv.com. That's citybeat-tv.com. Also, if you missed part of this episode and want to see it again, you can. Head over to twcsportschannel.com, click on your part of the state, and you'll see all the times that this show airs.
After the break, we'll find out who won last week's vote and this week's nominees. It's our top plays. Stay tuned.
The Ohio Lottery's Partners in Education program has been recognizing students and teachers who shine both in and out of the classroom since 2007. To nominate a deserving teacher or student, go to ohiolottery.com and click on Supporting Education. Students in kindergarten through 12th grade are eligible to be academic all-stars. K through 12 teachers can be honored as the Teacher of the Month. Every school that participates is eligible to be honored as the School of the Year. The Ohio Lottery's Partners in Education, where stars shine.
Tri-C's Alumni and Friends Association does more than bring back memories. Graduates come together to create new ones.
It's true to the logo when it says where futures begin.
Through alumni events, career services, and social media, the Alumni and Friends Association continues to impact lives beyond the diploma.
They always have that door open where you can call them and, they'll help you if you still need it.
Join the Tri-C Alumni and Friends Association with no membership dues, but countless membership benefits.
With everyone getting back on the fields, athletes finally had the chance to do what they do best. Sure, they were trying to help their teams win, but along the way, they were looking to step up and create those special moments that we capture and send your way. Here's your chance to vote for our top play.
It's the goal heard around the country. The St. Ignatius duo of Beck Schultz and Danny Brogan team up for the tying goal and our top play from winter. We start the spring on a pro ball field. Avon Lake's Brad Hamilton, the son of Tom Hamilton, with 4 RBIs at Progressive Field. And play number 1. Solon showing some teamwork. Gil Barksdale to Steve Slagle to Mario Cato for the goal. And play number 2. Hilliard Darby turning defense into offense. Jordan Kopress makes the quick save, then fires a touchdown pass down the field. And Josh Cundiff scores at the other end for play number 3. It is now time for you to pick our top play. Just log on to citybeat-tv.com and cast your vote. That's citybeat-tv.com. Tell all your friends to do the same, and make sure to watch us next week to see who gets our top play.
Great to get back on the fields and see some play. Now, vote early, vote often. It's an old-time Florida election. Get back online and keep voting.
As you do, we want to thank you for watching and supporting high school athletics.
Also know, we're back here next week with another edition of the High School Sports Insider. We'll see you back here then.
Good night.
The Ohio Lottery's Partners in Education program has been recognizing students and teachers who shine both in and out of the classroom since 2007. To nominate a deserving teacher or student, go to ohiolottery.com and click on Supporting Education. Students in kindergarten through 12th grade are eligible to be academic all-stars. K through 12 teachers can be honored as the Teacher of the Month. Every school that participates is eligible to be honored as the School of the Year. The Ohio Lottery's Partners in Education, where stars shine.
Before I decided to go back to Tri-C to become a nurse, I was a stay-at-home mom. Absolutely wanted to be a pediatric nurse. I love taking care of kids. If you're thinking about changing your career or changing your path, go to Cuyahoga Community College. I feel like I'm in a great place in my life. I have 3 great kids. I have a great job that I love. I could not have done it without Tri-C. My name's Diana Geary. I earned my nursing degree from Cuyahoga Community College.